It was 1993. Little Rock was on fire. Not literally, but spiritually, emotionally, and socially. From 1983 to 1993, the homicide rate jumped nearly 300%. Gangs and guns were at the root of it. And as the coroner for Pulaski County, I saw it all firsthand, but I wasn't content just to write the cause of death on a report. I needed to know why. Why were so many of our kids killing and dying? So I broke a cardinal rule of death investigation. I started learning my victims' names, their families, their stories, and what I discovered was this: these weren't monsters, these were kids. Kids starving for love, respect, and safety. Kids who were helpless, hopeless, homeless, hungry, and hugless. I called them the 5H Club. That's when I first met two men who would change my life forever. Leifel Jackson was the OG of the original gangster Crips. Yeah, he once put a bounty on my head, but eventually he became one of my greatest allies. And second, Brother Paul Holderfield, a wiry little man, a former racist firefighter who had a radical encounter with Jesus and turned his life into a ministry of compassion and restoration. One fall, I had this crazy idea. What if I brought some of Leifel's Crip kids to the Friendly Chapel's annual fish fry? Feed them. Show them that the good people, church folk, business people, public servants, would accept them, their blue clothes and all. So I borrowed a city bus. I didn't tell the politician who helped me with that what it was for, that it would be hauling a group of Crips to a picnic, but I just told him they were some needy kids, and that wasn't technically a lie. But on the night of the event, Leifel pulled me aside and he lifted his shirt and he had his gun tucked in his waistband. He said he wouldn't come if I made him disarm. That moment, it was either trust or lose everything. So I said, fine, let's go. We rolled across the Main Street Bridge, 25 kids dressed in their best, all blue, of course. They were nervous. Some had never left their neighborhood. Can you imagine that? But the moment they stepped into that fish fry at the Fisher Armory, everything changed. They were just kids again. They were eating, laughing, playing football, serving plates to the elderly alongside the mayor and other elected officials. They were just being human. No guns, no threats, just smiles. That night, Leifel turned to me at the end of that night, and he said this. He said, "This is the first time I've seen my boys just be kids. Some of these boys would go to prison, some died, but most became contributors to this world, and Leifel, he gave back too. He founded a nonprofit and continues to this day, changing and undoing what he once did on the streets." It's easy to talk about crime and punishment. It's harder to talk about love and prevention. But I'll say this, that night proved to me and to them and to many others that they did fit into the real world, and that sometimes a plate of catfish and a little faith can do more than any lecture ever could.